Hello again, everybody. Continuing the saga of Tiger and characters who are yet to come. Chapter 2 introduces a new character named Catherine. I remember Catherine quite well. She was supposed to be kind of sassy, but mostly I intended her to be really irritating, and I think I accomplished that. True to form, exaggerated her character greatly, and she's really, really irritating. Chapter 2. Trust the ones of the magic. I just can't get over that. Catherine was on her way home from the market. Her hands were full of groceries, and she was trudging back with a sour look on her face as she thought about her awful day. She saw a boy about her age walking towards her with his face to the ground. Is he walking with it like a basset hound or something, or obviously deep in thought? He was walking very quickly and seemed to take no notice of her. Suddenly, he bumped her shoulder hard. It sounds like he paid no attention to her and then just went, oh, buh! She fell over and dropped all of her groceries. The boy took no notice. How about a simple excuse me? Excuse me, said Steve Martin. She shouted after him as she stood up from the dirt. Hey, come back here. Didn't your parents ever teach you any manners? Oh, she is sassy. Still, he didn't look back. Ugh! I wrote ugh. Could this day get any worse? Foreshadowing. She scowled at his back and stomped off toward her house, muttering, now my dress is filthy. I just washed it. What kind of boy doesn't say excuse me? What will mother say when she sees me all dirty like this? I'm already annoyed and we're only 2 paragraphs in. Catherine stepped into her home. She looked around the small room for some signs of life. Whoa. There was no one there. She remembered that her sister Megan was out that night, but her parents were nowhere to be found. I forgot about Megan. I don't think she ever came back. Mother? She called. Father? But no answer came. She went to the back of the hut to the garden. Mother! Father! It's me, Catherine! Still, the only noise was the beating of her heart and the wind whipping around her. Wow. How melodramatic. She headed back inside. Again she scanned the room. She saw the familiar furnishings and decorations. The big bed that was piled high with blankets for the winter. The doll that her father had made for her out of corn husks. The table and chairs that she had so eagerly watched her father build when she was younger. The pictures on the mantel. That seems awfully out of place. I don't think I really knew what kind of time period we were in here. In my mind, I was imagining this in some sort of, sort of 19th century type world. But then I threw in pictures. The piece of paper left on the table. Wait a minute. The piece of paper! Paper! Minio! She said excitedly, pointing at the paper. It floated to her, and she caught it. She quickly unfolded it. Catherine! She recognized her mother's fine hand, but it was much messier than usual. That's not a good sign. Help us! A sorcerer has kidnapped us! When did she have time to write that? He refused to say where we are going, but we know you can find him. He says that you have 2 weeks to come to him or we'll die. Hurry! This is the right time for you to learn to trust the ones of the magic. Megan cannot help you. Probably because Megan's an idiot. That's just what I'm guessing. You must go to the Hill of the Magic. Oh. To learn everything it takes to be one of the magic. If you're being kidnapped, I'm pretty sure you don't have a chance to handwrite a note. A sorcerer? Catherine thought. What have I done? Why, it's not all about you. What have I done that made a sorcerer want to take mother and father away? And who are the ones of the magic? She read the note again and held it up to the small candle that was burning in the room. It's daylight. Continuity. This is real, she whispered to herself. Is it? She could tell that it was handwritten. Really? And there was no trace of magic, capitalized, anywhere on the paper, other than her simple spell, the one that I stole from Harry Potter. But she could have been forced to write it, she thought. Someone being kidnapped. Being forced to write a letter explaining that she'd been kidnapped does not make sense. She looked around yet again. Now that she knew it was there, she could... Did she? Now that she knew it was there, she could sense dark magic all around the room. She shuddered. Revile magic. What? Catherine whispered. Suddenly, several different sparkling splotches of color appeared throughout the room. I imagine this as if it was like glitter paint, and if you just like threw it around the room, that's what that looks like to me. Let me see, she said to herself. Suddenly, she gasped. That's the Slayer's curse! She walked up to a splotch of purple color. And there's some more! She saw 3 more purple splotches. And a binding! I crossed out. And an unhealable curse. It looks like he really wanted them dead. At least I had a little bit of judgment after I wrote it. She paused. Scruptio! She pointed to the splotches of color, and they disappeared. After gathering a few necessary supplies, Catherine set off in a nervous wreck to find her parents. She passed Mogartha on her way to the main road. Catherine, Mogartha said. The time is right. Oh, I forgot her voice. Catherine, Mogartha said, the time is right for you to learn to trust the wands of the magic. My mother just said that in a letter. What is that? Oh, come on. You expect Mogartha to actually explain that to you satisfactorily? We're on page 6 right now. I don't think so. Your mother is one of the magic, as you will be after her. But now you must learn all you need to learn on the Hill of the Magic. I must leave you now. You must work to stop the sorcerers. Mogartha, where can I find my parents? They were kidnapped by a sorcerer. Catherine yelled after the healer. Wait, Mogartha just turned around and walked away from her. She said these things and it was just like, see ya. If you are looking for the one of power, you will find him in the tower, Mogartha recited before hobbling off in the other direction. Thank you, Catherine called. For what? She ran off toward the main road, her bag thumping against her with every step. When did she get a bag? I really overlooked a lot of details here. As she was walking, she saw 3 men drunkenly walking toward her. That's very ominous. Maybe these men will have manners, she muttered. Oh, wow, Catherine is stupid. When they approached her, they stopped short, right in Catherine's path. They spread out so she couldn't go any farther. This is terrifying. It's kind of making me a little bit anxious. I don't even know what happens. Give me your bag. One of the men that appeared to be the leader ordered gruffly. Why? Catherine asked. You don't ask a mugger why. Because I want it, the man replied. Catherine sighed. No, my day has been cruddy enough. I don't need a couple of drunkies like you taking my bag. Now if you'd excuse me, I'm on an important mission and I must be going. She attempted to break through the chain of huge men. This is a 15-year-old girl trying to sass a bunch of drunk, large buggers. But the leader grabbed her and picked her up around the waist. She struggled, but her struggling was no match for the man's iron grip. He pulled her face close to his. This is actually really stressful. Because I feel like this could have gone in another direction. I said, give me your bag, he shouted. Catherine could smell the strong scent of rum on his breath. She winced. If you won't give it to us, the man continued, we'll just have to take it from you. You can tell how sheltered I was. Catherine's eyes widened in fear. They could have taken it from her at any moment, because she's a 15-year-old girl and is stupid. She instinctively clutched her bag tighter and instantly regretted it. The man dropped her. She lay there on the ground, unable to move, as one of the men picked her up again as if she were a doll. Good grief! Another man pulled the bag off of her. Before they left, the leader of the 3 slapped her hard across the face. All 3 of them laughed and walked away, searching through her bag. And then she just says, why must these things keep happening to me? Catherine screamed at their backs. She stomped off, rubbing her face, empty-handed and seething mad. She should be much more afraid. That was just a really bad, really bad attempt at drama, because I clearly did not know how muggings work and how you should react to them. That was something else. Little naive teenage Courtney. So that's the end of chapter 2. We'll leave it there. How thrilling. So we learned about Catherine and that she's stupid and also really annoying. And her parents have been kidnapped. I'm gonna leave it at that. And, just apologize for how terrible that was. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you whenever I get around to reading chapter 3. Bye!